my ancestors.
This land is your land, this land is my land, from California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
As I was walking that Redwood highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley.
This land was made for you and me.
This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf.
De tantos pintores, aunque la violencia píntame angelitos que también se van al cielo, todos los negritos.
Is that the part of who you are? Is that the part of who you are? It's a part of your background. It's a part of your DNA. All these different cultures, all these different neighborhoods, all these different.
You're an illegal alien. I guess it's.
Identity is just again. Identity is just again. Identity is just again. Identity is just again.
They were from Germany.
What's your nationality? Kids like that just couldn't tell. What's your nationality? Kids like that just couldn't tell. What's your nationality? Kids like that just couldn't tell. What's your nationality? Kids like that just couldn't tell.
Can't imagine a life without you. Can't imagine a life without. Can't imagine a life without. Can't imagine a life without you. Can't imagine a life without you. Very ethnic neighborhood. Very ethnic neighborhood. Very ethnic neighborhood. Very ethnic neighborhood. If not all Mexican American, pretty much. Good to know where you come from. 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 Good to know. I didn't identify just as we're from the Turtle Clan. I remember always had Indian stories. A lot of it was factual. A lot of it, who knows, might have been folklore. I don't know how far some, especially when my grandfather started telling stories. He was funny. I know he was quite a storyteller. So he did things a lot of times for amusement and for the kids, and then there was the real stories about what went on or whatever too. But he would make stuff up sometimes. What few times I saw him, he'd be driving along somewhere and he'd just tell some wild story, and that's the Indian way or whatever. You know, he's just silly. He's just why MC8 Indian, why MC8 Indian, why MC8 Indian, Y, MC8 Indian, guys.
No, she was mixed. 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 No, she was mixed.
Throwing knives, you know, throwing knives, throwing knives, doing things that Native Americans did. Throwing knives at a target, being able to hit it, knowing how to throw a knife, different types of knives. Can't imagine what we did that.
Your Mohawk, your music is funny. You're an illegal alien. 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 I guess it's in your blood. I guess it's in your blood. You're an illegal. You're an illegal. I'm a citizen of. I'm a citizen of. I'm a citizen of the Six Nations. You're an illegal alien. I'm a citizen of the Six. I'm a citizen of the Six. I'm a citizen of the Six Nations Confederacy. I'm not a Canadian. I'm not an American. So they tried to deport me. You're an illegal alien. You're from Canada. You're an illegal alien. You're from Canada. You're an illegal alien. You're an illegal alien. Good pain.
What's your nationality? What's your nationality?
We have the right to determine our own future, and they're not taking it from us. And they're trying to we have the right to.
Fierce warriors. The fierce warriors.
Mohawk religion. Italian. Very ethnic neighborhood. Very ethnic neighborhood. Word from the turtle clan. Throwing knives, doing.
You now are no longer an Indian, but you now have the right to vote.
Identity.
I guess it's in your blood. I guess it's in your blood. I guess it's in your blood. You're an illegal alien. You're an illegal alien. You're an illegal alien. You're an illegal alien. Dice que son español. Dice que son español.
The Tarahumara is the only North American tribe. They could never be conquered by the Spaniards. They kept their language. The Spaniards tried to conquer them, but they couldn't do it.
I'm a citizen of the Six Nations Confederacy. I'm a citizen of the Six Nations Confederacy. I'm not a Canadian. I'm not an American. So they tried to deport me. And
good to know where you come from. Good to know where I didn't identify. I didn't identify just as Mohawk Indian. Always had. I remember. The world was my home. The world was my home. Throwing knives, doing things that Native Americans did. Throwing knives, doing things that Native Americans did. Throwing knives at a target, being able to hit it, knowing how to throw a knife, different types of knives. Word from the turtle clan. Mohawk religion. Mohawk religion, whatever. I don't even know what that is.
Her mother was mixed blood.
Always had Indian stories. I remember I didn't identify just as Mohawk Indian or just as Mohawk Indian or just as Italian, just as French or just as English or German. I didn't identify just very ethnic neighborhood, if not all.
We have the right to determine our own future, and they're not taking it from us. And they're trying to know about people, 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 know about people.
I guess it's in your blood. 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 I'm a citizen of the Six Nations. 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 I'm a citizen of the Six Nations Confederacy. I'm not a Canadian. I'm not American. So they tried to deport me. You're Mohawk. 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 Flavor from Germany. 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 Flavor from I guess it's in your blood. I guess it's in your.
You know, and we have the right to why.
What it was like to be white looking in a Native American environment. What it was like to be white looking in a Native American environment. That was an eye opener. Mohawk religion, whatever. I don't even know what that is. Good Christian, Mohawk religion. Good Christian, Mohawk religion. Good Christian, I don't even know what that is. Can't imagine a life without music. Can't imagine a life without music. Can't imagine a life without music. Can't imagine a life without. Can't imagine a life without music. Can't imagine a life without music. Very ethnic. Always had Indian stories. Italian. What it was. Italian. Identity. Italian. Always had Indian stories. Always had Indian. What it was like to be white looking in a Native American environment. That was an eye opener.
We're proud people. Are no longer Indian, but you have the right to vote.
Throwing knives,
This great grandfather are no longer Indian, but you are proud people. You now are no longer an Indian, but you now have the right to vote.
This great grandfather. This is my. We're cousins. Whoa.
The world was my.
World is. I want to know she was mixed Mohawk and white.
Italian.
We have the right.
Fierce warriors.
Mohawk religion.
You now are no longer Indians, but you now have the right to vote.
The world was my.
What's your nationality? That's like, I just couldn't tell.
What cousins?
We have the right. You know.
Good to know where you come from. Good to know where you come from, because once you know that, then you can decide where you want to go. Very ethnic. We're from the Turtle Planet. I remember
Fierce warriors.
once you know that, then
You like that.
So, what is that?
Fierce warriors.
I'm a citizen of the
Fierce warriors.
I'm a citizen of the
It's like to be white.
You're an illegal alien. You're from Canada.
Mis antepasados, a todos quienes están conmigo, Nyahweh, we are remixed, our DNA remixed daily in our bodies, and Ableton, and records, and drums. These are our stories, wherever you are, wherever we are in this journey. Thank you. Salud. So that's called the Roots remix. This is like a work in progress, exploring ways in which records, like this is This Land Is Your Land. It's Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra singing This Land Is Your Land, right? So it's exploring ways in which the actual history is the record, and the same way that when I would go to halls, like civic halls, to gather like birth records of my family and to kind of unerase my family history, I was digging through crates, digging through records to find bits and pieces. And so this is really about exploring memory and how music relates to memory and our histories. The next thing I want to share is just a little snippet of a performance I did a couple weeks ago about the Orangeburg massacre. It's in 1968 there was a segregated bowling alley in Orangeburg, South Carolina, and I basically kind of took the same concept of remixing their accounts and exploring ways in which their story could be retold and repieced together in the process of remixing. So I'm going to share that with you here. Just a sec to load this up. A lot of my work is really rooted in storytelling and thinking about how we can piece together something that isn't pieced together already. How do you write a story? How do you rewrite a story that hasn't yet been written? How do we find things that are in our own DNA and in our bodies? How do we invite our family members to share more with us? I think this is kind of a journey that I'm on. So I'm going to play some music from 1968 when this massacre happened, and I'm going to remix in some of the stories of the survivors. And here goes.
These three heroes navigated the majestic journey that we now call the freedom movement. On February 8th, 1968, as the night fell and darkness covered the city, after protesting one of the last vestiges of discrimination, after protesting one of the last vestiges of discrimination, shining a light on one of Jim Crow's final hiding places, a group of students built bonfires and sang protest songs. A group of students built bonfires. And within moments along the embankments on the front of the campus, police positioned themselves along Highway 601. The state police then closed in on students with shotguns loaded with deadly double lock, were pierced by bullets in their back. My father wounded, paraded on, were pierced by bullets. My father wounded, were pierced by bullets in their. My father wounded, paraded on the steps of the city jail. These three heroes navigated the majestic journey that we now call the freedom movement. Tonight we stand knowing only the struggle continues. Tonight we stand knowing only the struggle continues. Tonight we stand. My father wounded, paraded on the steps of the city jail. My father wounded, paraded on the steps of the city jail. The state police then closed in on students with shotguns loaded with deadly double-lock buckshots. The state police then closed in on students.
But no real answer. If there had been some serious concern about what transpired, that we might have been able to find a way to prevent the litmus test. Here's the litmus test. The rich tradition and history and protest.
We were not able to enter the bowling alley that night.
That's well, okay. For a while I was having nightmares and I wake up at night hollering, hit the
On February 6th, the students returned and events escalated to it. On February 5th, a group of about 40 students marched to the bowling alley.
All the way through school, from kindergarten to...
It was kept hush. I mean, it was a Jim Crow town, just like...
In the rural community of Orangeburg, was a small group of us that went down to the bowl. Was a small group of us that went down to the bowling alley. Not an intimidating group. What we were told was that this is a private facility.
Mr. Floyd, why have you not permitted Negroes to bowl at your... Mr. Floyd, why have you not permitted Negroes to bowl at your bowling alley here in Orangeburg? Mr. Floyd,
because I have my own customers, that patronize me 52 weeks a year.
Here's the litmus test for race relations.
That's well okay. That's well okay. That's well okay. That's well okay. If you did ever.
We were not able to enter the bowling alley that night, so we went back to the campus.
I need no other business. They support me.
Why did the officers pull the triggers? Why were they using double R buckshot?
In early 1968, two historically black colleges, Orangeburg, South Carolina. In 1968, there was only one bowling alley, and it was still a whites-only establishment. Protest that continued segregation. On February 6th, the students returned and events escalated to a...
For a while I was having nightmares, and I wake up at night hollering, hit the ground, they're gonna kill us.
We were not able to enter the bowling.
Thank you very much for having me.
In early 1968, on February,
There's a while I was having nightmares, and
it was kept hush. I mean,
was that this is a private facility.
Orangeburg was just a good old southern country town.
In the rural community of in the rural community of Orangeburg, black people were in the majority. In the rural community of Orangeburg, black people were in the majority.
It was kept hush. I mean, it was kept hush. I mean, it was. It was kept hush. I mean,
for a while I was having nightmares, and I wake up at night hollering, hit the ground, they're gonna kill us.
In early 1968, protests that continued. On February. On February 6th, the students returned and events escalated. In early 1968. In early 1960.
Why were they using double R buckshot?
We were not able to enter the bowling alley that night, so we went back to the campus.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for.
I need no other business. I need no other business.
Two historic. In early 1968.
I need no other business.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank y'all so much for having me. Remember to dance through the hard times and the good times. Ear Mill 2014.